We are live. We are live. We are live. How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing good on this end.
That's what's up. Great, great. See, we got Lynn, Wayne, Fred's in the house. Tell you what, man. That wind. Did you get off the lake before the wind got really bad today?
No, no, no. I actually stayed out there and just used it for practice for a little while, just to get exposure,
Yeah.
and use it for the practice of it.
That's what make you better, man.
It I guess about 10:30 is when it really started setting in, and it just kept going from there.
Yeah, only got worse. It only got
Yeah,
worse.
yeah, yeah. It was really hooking about 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon.
Yeah, yeah, I was good. I mean, I stayed out. I mean, the guys today they were smack brand new to live scope, and with
Hmm.
my not I'm not gonna say that they were old, but they were up there in age, right?
Yeah.
So I always take my time. I was pushing them pretty hard.
Hmm.
When you're in the wind, you got to make moves now if you're
Yep.
live scoping, and I pushed them guys really hard today. It came up with a good sack, and man, when it got to probably 1:30 to pushing 2 o'clock, I was like, man, this one I can't hide from the wind, no matter
Yeah.
where I went.
Nope. No, you
And
couldn't.
yeah, we got on a really good bite before the wind got really bad. We was
Yeah.
tucked in, and
Yep.
and we was on some. And the guy was like, "I'd like to make a run. I've never been in Lucy's Bayou." And I was like, "Hey man, this is your trip. If you want to
Hmm.
leave these fish and go over there, hey,
Yeah.
let's do it." That's like I told. We gonna catch fish no matter where we go.
Yeah.
But we made that run over to the bayou, and we got on some. We never found a good population over there, but we got on some good fish over there.
Yeah. What?
But
How
that
far? How far up the river did you go today?
we'll talk about it after live.
Okay.
I don't want to get nobody know.
I
We
got you.
we we went midways to where everybody else go. I'll say that.
Okay. All right. I
Yeah.
got you.
A couple
Fish.
miles past where I seen you last,
So you caught all your fish in the water today. That's
without
where
a
you
doubt.
caught. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. No, we got that clarified.
But yeah, no, I got tucked in behind a high bank, and
Okay.
we were I still you still gonna have the swirling wind with as high as it was,
Yeah.
but we got on. Man, it was, I mean, just covered in small fish, but
Oh yeah.
we got some good fillets out of there too. And it's like I told them, even when I seen a small fish, I'd have them drop on it because they're gonna come back. From what they were
Hmm.
telling, they will be repeat customers, and I
Yeah.
want them to get the exposure of getting the jig to the fish, giving it the right action, and setting the hook and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how surprised I see some people are on the very fine details. Uh, you know, and this blows people's mind. You know how you see your jig here and a fish over here, and you want to move your rod towards the screen
Yeah.
on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah. You see it left to right instead of front
Left,
to back.
exactly. I told them that's one of the hardest things to train people, but
Hmm.
they had a great time today.
Yeah. Looked like it from the pictures. They look like they
Yeah,
went away happy.
T Mac, what's going on, my man? They did a double limit on Conroe Monday.
Okay.
Conroe's been fishing really good, man.
Yeah, I just hadn't. I've been wanting to get up there, but I just hadn't pulled the trigger and making the drive.
Yeah, I almost want to say it's easy, but you still got to move. I don't care what
Yeah.
lake you get on. You got, well, the lake's down here.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a brush pile with 100 fish on it. It's
Any
just not gonna
anything
happen.
any I don't care where you're at. Anything you do that you get some action on, at some point it's going to shut down. You're going to have to go find something else and let it rest for a little while at
That's
least, to where
right.
they calm down, and then they
Yep.
kind of they got some short-term memories, but you do got to give them just some quiet time, give them some space, and then you
Right.
usually come back to them and do something.
Yeah, I sort of disagree with you on that short term memory thing though.
Oh,
Them
some of them
daggone
have
crappie,
long
man.
memories, huh?
Yes, sir.
Got
Them
some
daggone
elephants out
crappie.
there.
Them crappie, man. They got a brain
They do.
and they use it, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you
they're
that.
definitely a smart fish.
Yes, sir. Wayne said his heart surgeon says he's healed, and by spring I'll be fishing again. That's what's up,
That's
man.
awesome,
Great to
Wayne.
hear. There's JR. Say all the crappie gang. Yes, sir. There's Dale.
Dale.
There's Mike. What's going on, my man? They need to get Mike on here one day. He's been doing really good on Conroe too. Get Mike on here one day. If you're down with that, Mike, let me know. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. That'll be a new line of thinking. Letting him come on and see what he sees up there.
Mm-hmm.
Most lakes are drying up. How are the lakes you're fishing? Yeah, we're a little low down here, but not too bad.
Yeah,
Not
we're not
not
getting the
very
rain
bad.
this year that we're used to.
Yeah.
It's been a dry year in
Yep.
general.
In their lip.
Yep. Yep.
There's
That's what
Dwayne,
happens.
Mr. Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Yeah, there was a guy that did you see that guy that posted that little graph that was on the page? I wanted to comment on it, but
I don't know if I caught it.
I don't spend 20 minutes on a spot if I'm not getting bit. He was just showing a graph on different brush piles, and if you catch one fish, maybe spend 20 minutes there. If you're not catching
Oh, I
nothing,
did see that. It's
yeah,
don't
eh,
catch nothing, 15 minutes, one fish, 20 minutes, move,
yeah.
in our
I was like, man, you way overboard. I'm talking 3 to 5 minutes if I don't
that's
get bit. I'm
yeah,
gone.
yeah. Yeah, that's the thing about it. I mean, and honestly, here's the deal. That even 3 minutes
Hmm.
is long with live scope.
With live scope, it
3 to
is. Yep.
5 was 2D and jig dropping. That,
Exactly. Yep.
so now that
Yep.
I mean 90 seconds,
If that.
if
If
that,
that.
it's
Yep.
like you got long enough to put 3 different colors in front of them,
That's
and
right.
then you're going to know real quick if they're even, and then you got to judge the varying actions of it. If they
Yeah.
look at it, are they willing to smell it? But if they just sit still like they don't even
Hmm.
care, and
Yeah.
you've got it laid up, if you lay a jig on a crappie's nose and he doesn't move,
Yeah.
look for something else.
That's right. Yep. I totally agree. With live scope, it's a game changer, man. And that's the big thing with it is that it's such a time saver
Yeah.
that it's just a giant time saver.
Hmm. It's an efficiency tool. It doesn't put them in the
Exactly.
boat, but
It it does not make them bite.
yeah, no, it tells you what not to do a lot faster.
Hmm. Or if you need to make some changes.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
you used a 1/8 ounce jig today.
yeah.
You want to know how long it's been since I've used a 1/8?
Probably been a while. I hadn't
A
seen one hooked.
long
I
time.
hadn't seen one tied to your. I just did that on a hunch too. I was like, I looked in my box. I was looking around like, I just want to drop hand ties today. So I saw that one. The bright greens and chartreuses have been doing real good for me right
Hmm.
now.
Hmm.
And so I found that one had a pink head. And I mean, but after these tournaments we're doing, and if y'all aren't at the tournaments, you need to get there. Because I tell you what, yeah, I understand. It's not just, don't second guess yourself and go, I don't want to fish a tournament because I don't think I'm that good of a fisherman. You will improve at the weigh-in. Even if, I don't care what you're weighing in or lack thereof. First of all, don't doubt yourself because you never know when it might be your day. I can tell
Hmm.
you that. I've been out there so many times and I think I'm the only one struggling the way I'm struggling. And then I get back to the weigh in and I got the same story everybody else does.
Yep.
Everybody saw what I saw. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I've had tournaments I thought I was going to be embarrassed with what I weighed in, and I was in the top three. So don't don't you know don't call yourself at a loss before you ever give yourself a chance. That's number one. Number two, the group of guys we have out there are really good about just getting better and everybody getting better. And so they share
Mm-hmm.
the information. They'll talk to you. They'll tell you. You can ask the questions. Everybody's going to tell you what they did and what they did wrong and what finally started working. Our last weigh-in, if you didn't watch, go back and watch the live because everybody goes around and talks about the colors they dropped.
Mm-hmm.
It's every color of the rainbow and then some. There was no one designated. Some guys were dropping pink, getting them. I was on chartreuse all day. One guy blue and white. So it's those are the things that will build your confidence, and confidence is kind of everything. So I say that as a segue, and no, I didn't get paid to say that, but come check out a tournament or two. If nothing else, come hang out at a weigh-in and just
Exactly.
get
Yep.
acquainted with the guys that are showing up
Mm-hmm.
and everything because it's a
And
great group of
it's a
guys.
lot of fun. It's a
Yeah,
lot of fun.
good camaraderie. It is a group. Yeah, we're competitive, but we're cheering each other on at the same time. And
Mm-hmm.
so I tell you, I've when I first started years ago, when you were doing the tournaments way before, um, I knew I didn't stand a chance because I still was figuring out what I was doing to begin with, and I couldn't hang with the guys and all the experience that was out there. But that entry fee was access to a whole lot of information for about an hour and a half, 2 hours at the weigh-ins, and I would just sit back and listen. So anybody out there that's watching that's thinking whatever about maybe not joining in, jump in. It's better for everybody the more we have,
Mm-hmm.
especially if it's people wanting to come and just grab onto the culture that's already there. Where, like I said, it's a community of crappie fishermen that, yes, it's a competition, but it's also it's more you're competing with yourself. Yeah, everybody wants to walk away with the cash. Don't get me wrong, but what you do take away from it is you're going to make new friends. You're going to talk fishing. You're going to be around people that are like minded, um, and it's just a good environment.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So anyway,
I agree, man. I mean, and it's no different than way back when we did man. There, I wasn't even placing when I first started fishing Lake Houston tournaments. I wasn't placing.
yeah,
There was guys that lived right there on that lake, fished it 5 times more than I did. Knew the lake way better than I did.
yeah,
But time on the water, time talking to people,
mm-hmm,
and like you said, finding out them colors that they were using, what color worked.
mm-hmm,
I will say this about this past tournament on Lake Houston. One thing that helped me tremendously was I seen that there was a little current,
mm,
and getting out of the current. Crappie hate current.
yeah,
Everybody knows that. They hate
mm-hmm,
it. So I got out of the current. But right now, even a lot of the fish that are on Conroe, if you're not looking into that first having your unit dialed in to where it's not just blowed out with the everything so bright that you can't tell
right,
what's what. To whereas you can see that fish is brighter inside of that brush pile than the
mm-hmm,
brush.
yep,
And they are just my clients today. They were like, I don't see a fish, and then I just come down. I got the boat to where the jig. All you gotta do is come down, and then once that fish would start moving in there, they say, "Oh, I see it," and the fish
mm-hmm,
would come out of the structure.
yeah. Sometimes you're fishing a bump on a log,
Exactly. A
and
lot of
that's
time a
really
bump
what it
under
looks
a
like.
log.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot
You
of
just
times a bump under a log.
Yeah, you see, but that's where you talk about time on the water. That's where time with your electronics
Mm-hmm.
just comes into play.
Mm-hmm.
You got to start going. I know that stick doesn't have a belly.
Right.
There's a fish barely sticking out of there, and I tell you what, today, as dialed in as my unit is, and I've got I fish a 126. It's a great unit. It's got a lot of clarity. It's got plenty. I'm sitting right in front of it. All of that. Is it a
Mm-hmm.
GPS? No. Is there a difference? Obviously. That's why you pay what you pay for a GPS. I get all that, but there were fish. I tell you what I didn't do. I got in a hurry today on a couple piles, and I didn't take a three-sided look at it before I got up on it. And I will tell you, I saw probably two crappie that they had to go 16 inches that I rolled up, never saw them, caught 13-inch fish out of it, and two 16 shot out the back of it
Mm-hmm.
and were gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were
Mm-hmm.
out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's part of it.
Yeah.
It's things like that, but it's learning things like that. And I'm still driving over the same piles, and you know what? I'm stopping a lot longer at them now because I'm recognizing fish that I never would have recognized before. And I just had to learn to read the screen and what I was
Yeah.
looking at and know what I was seeing. Um, so yeah, it's definitely experience, and you've got to have clarity. I mean, you've got to have a unit that's dialed in right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You know somebody that'll get on somebody's boat and dial their unit in for them?
There was some guy called SK.
Okay, all right. I
I
figured there was somebody out there that
I
could do that.
I don't know him too well, but
No,
they say catch crappie every now and again.
every now and then, every now and then. Yeah, every now and then.
Yeah, buddy. That man is so important, man. And
Hmm.
it's just like we talked about at the weigh-in, man. And you mentioned it right now. It's like walking through the woods at night with a spotlight.
Yeah,
If you want to see around a bush, you got to go to each
yeah,
side of it to look
yeah.
into it.
That's a really good analogy.
So it's no different. And that's why I
Hmm.
can't understand the guys that use poles, because how do you do that?
Yeah.
When you hit spot lock, you look in one direction. That's
Hmm.
all you get.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh
knocking
no.
nobody that use a pole. Have at it. But
Yeah.
I don't understand the analogy of it.
Correct. No,
Now, see, Dale, I think that's what Dale is talking about right here. I think that's what Dale is talking about. I think when I go racing, we always say you must first finish before you finish first. That's
yeah,
right.
that's right, Dale.
Great analogy.
Yep. Hey,
And Wayne,
Wayne, back to your original. I fillet everything.
yeah,
I don't do any whole. I may try that skin off whole fry on my bluegill this
it's
year.
awesome, man. That's what I was
Yeah.
just going to say. If it's bluegill, I do about 50-50. I like them filleted, but I like them with the bone in too.
Yeah.
Crappie about 2-3 times a year.
Yeah.
That's the only way we ate fish coming up. So
Hmm.
I've had my fill of crappie. Yes, that's whole fried. So I'm mostly fillet,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Yes, sir. But there was something else I want to talk about. But it slipped my mind. Speaking about that tournament, uh, paying attention to the water,
Hmm.
and on top of all of that, it's bad enough to fight the fish. I try my best not to fight. Now they're just like today. That wind, around 1 o'clock, that wind was 25, gusting 30.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it was steady,
And
just hard.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I was going through an area in the bayou where, I mean, that it was almost white capping. But
Mm.
I seen a fish sitting on a stump, and I told my clients, I said, man, I see a fish there. Man, that wind is howling. And I was like, yeah, I know you probably have to pass him up. I said, yeah, yeah, you just challenged me to catch him. So I swung that boat around in that 25-mile-an-hour wind, man, and got back up
Hmm.
to that stump, got them to drop it down there, and here come that big old fish out of that stump and caught
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So I say don't fight the elements, but if you feel you can do it, I wouldn't say that's I'm gonna stay in it. And
Hmm.
what I mean by the elements is high wind or current or things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's bad enough fighting these fish to get them, especially down here.
Yeah.
Lake Houston is that lake. I
Yeah.
know people hear me say that all the time. You will not understand what I'm saying until you fish Lake Houston.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not saying come one time, because that one time that you come, I'm not
You're
saying
gonna.
it's
They're gonna.
always super
Yeah.
hard, but
Yeah.
it is not often super easy.
Today, they were very cooperative for me.
Mhm.
I had a now I say they were very cooperative. They weren't limestone cooperative. They weren't 4 feet above the pile running to grab it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I had a good mix, and it didn't end up in my report. I had a good day today where I was fishing piles where I was at and doing great. I had a really good I had just had a good amount of catches that were right in that sweet spot. 12-inch
Mhm.
fish, 13-inch fish. As a matter of fact, the 12s and 13s were so abundant, I thought I pulled up a 9 and it was actually an 11.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I was in good quality fish today, and then moved around a little bit, and I got in an area where I started seeing a bunch that were suspended. So
Hmm.
actually chased around suspended fish, and this was when the wind was starting to pick up, but it still wasn't quite as bad as it ended up getting.
Mhm.
So I just had a good mix of a couple of different styles of fishing today that worked out. And like I said, it was great to be out there, for a few hours and get in on Houston, get in double digits of what would be you feed quite a few people on 14, 15 fish. So
Oh yeah.
just knowing I threw everything back today. I've got plenty of fish. So I kept that limit on limestone. So I've not only do I have plenty of fish, but I've got plenty of thick fish.
Mhm. And
It's kind of funny.
they eat really well out of that lake.
They do, and it was interesting because I came home. I fried a bunch up Sunday after I got back, and I couldn't figure out why I had so many fish left over. I cooked the same amount of fillets. Well, guess what? It was one fillet for two out of Houston out of that because those fish were so thick. I'm like, y'all need to eat some fish. They're like, we're stuffed. We can't eat anymore. And I
Yeah.
thought, I'm like, man, I should have thought about how much bigger these fillets are
Right.
than what I'm usually cooking. But either way, so yeah, proximity mattered. It did have to still be in front of them, but um, action wise, I didn't have to raise on a lot of fish. Mostly just putting it in their face, and they'd eat it.
Yeah. He said he had that big fish that he posted on the page. He said that
Hmm.
he had to catch. You got to call them little ones bodyguards.
Yeah, yeah, they're out there still too in number.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, Mike. It's so important, man. To he said, Mike run a pole on his boat, and he said that he for sure jog around the pile
Hmm.
to get a look, because if you don't, I mean, you missing out.
Yeah, you'll miss them.
Yep.
It never fails. You don't see nothing, and you go to pass it, and as soon as your beam gets you kind of you're in the either the you're down scanning, or that beam kind of runs up under your boat about 6 feet. You
Right.
get right over, and you just get past it. All of a sudden, there they are, and you just
Mm-hmm.
couldn't see them from the angle you were at.
Yep.
Hey, Darian.
Without a doubt. I see people eating fried fish tails like potato chips. Have you tried all the
Oh
time? If
yeah.
if you haven't, you don't know what you're missing.
I'm alive today because of eating fishtails, Wayne. That was you didn't throw that away.
No. LBG.
Man, where have
There,
you been?
there's the myth, the legend.
Killer. What are you killing?
That's what he always called me.
Oh, okay.
That go way back in the day.
Silent, because I just
Exactly.
yeah, now I remember. Jogging that memory. Yeah, that's back LakeHoustonFishing.com
Yep.
days.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Wayne, I'll tell you this. A lot of people say that it's like potato chip. I think it's better than potato chip. It's if I do whole fried fish, that's my first bite.
Mm-hmm.
That's my first bite. Danny, what's going on, my man? It was something else. I still ain't I haven't thought of it yet. I haven't thought of it. What was it? I'm trying to think. Yep, Jr. He is still alive and kicking. Crappie Day. What's going
Happy
on, my man?
day.
Yeah.
Where's Terry?
He's under the weather.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's going around.
it is. It is. I just hope I never get it, man.
Mm,
And my wife had that crap, and it took her about a month to get it out of her system.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about it is how long it lasts.
Mm-hmm. Drag you down.
Yep. Yep.
No energy.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But during that tournament, man, I'm talking early. The fish bit,
Yeah.
but it seemed to me that the later in the day it got, the more the current got, the higher the current got.
Yep. And the mud line started coming down.
Exactly. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I still caught fish, but and I'll say this: when the conditions change, it's just like today. There was a little mild front that blew through, right? The wind was southwest this morning,
Yeah, I
and
noticed
then it
that.
and then it changed to west northwest.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I mean, they still got on a few really good fish,
Yeah.
but those big fish are they don't handle weather changes like the smaller fish.
No. No,
And
they go hide for a while.
exactly, exactly. And there's a Wayne Vinton. He used to do the outdoor show, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and he guided on Lake Somerville years ago. I used to always try to pick his brain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would always tell me, he would say, "Young man, I'm gonna tell you something. These crappie go under the dirt sometimes." And I was like, "What you mean go under the dirt?" And I've said it several times too, and it's a saying that I use now, and I firmly do believe that. It's no different than a lot of people say, "Well, why do you think fish go in the dirt?" Why do you think they dig in holes to catch those big old flatheads?
Yeah.
Fish, it's like a cave to them.
Yeah. It's yeah.
So I feel that they do have little caves that they disappear in.
Yeah, they find dugouts, hole,
It,
whatever. Yeah, it
you
makes
know,
sense.
Big Les and Slick used to always tell me that I was crazy when we used to talk in depth on crappie fishing. They called me and
Mhm.
try to pick my brain, and I was like, I think they go in the dirt, and
Mhm.
they used to laugh at me. But Wayne Vinton was a really good crappie fisherman, really
Mhm.
good, and it took me a long time, years, before I started understanding what he was talking about them going under the dirt.
Yeah.
And it's just that's what especially Lake Houston.
Yeah. Did
There's
you see
times
any
you
on
can
bottom
go,
today? Did you
huh?
catch any off the bottom
We
today?
did. We
Yeah.
did. Several.
Yeah.
Yep. And they caught that flathead. I thought it was a crappie. And as soon as he turned up, I said, "Man, that's a flathead."
Yeah.
I could see how flat when he turned up, and as soon as he turned up, bam, he hit it. I said, "Man, that's a flathead."
Yeah.
And they were like, "How did you know it was a flathead?" I said, "You can look at the shape of it."
Yeah. Yep. That's the nice part about getting familiar with it too. You
Mm-hmm.
can start identifying fish.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I tell you though, I had a white bass today that I swear was a crappie, and I knew as
If
soon
they're
as they
sitting
ate it.
still, yeah.
What's that?
If they're
Oh yeah.
suspended and sitting still, they
Yep.
look a lot like it.
Yep.
Last tournament was on Lake Houston. Why hadn't
Mm.
you been to fish one? Is my question. Where have you been? Where have you been? Seasons 83? Oh,
I
you'd have
don't know.
changed it. It's not the seasons 83 no more. It's seasons 45, 36 now. It used to be seasons 83. That's what his handle used to be.
Okay. I don't know that I recall that
Yeah,
name.
yeah, he hadn't been to none of the tournaments.
Okay.
But he way back in the day. I know him from back in the day.
I got you.
Yep.
I got you. So you got trips through the week, end of the week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll
All
be on
Houston, or are you
Somerville.
going to
No,
Conroe?
Somerville.
Oh, you're going to Somerville. Okay.
Yeah.
How long has it
Yeah.
been since you've been out there?
The other week, last week.
Oh,
No,
okay.
like just last week. Yeah,
Okay.
just
What's the
been fishing.
difference? What are they doing different out there, if anything? What are the differences
It,
you're seeing?
it's almost identical to Houston. They're dug
Okay.
in.
Okay.
Early morning, you can see them, slightly above the structure or up in the upper part of the structure.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that sun comes up, phew,
They dig down.
straight to the
Okay.
bottom of it.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that Conroe too? Are they doing it on Conroe too?
They're, they're the conroe fish. I'm seeing more land on flat structure, low structure.
Hmm.
Uh, a lot of I hadn't seen any fish on like timber and stuff like it. The fish I do see on that is catfish.
Okay.
Um, I hadn't fished a whole bunch of timber, but when I do pass by it, I look, and most of it's been catfish. But all of the low structure that I fish been holding some really good. I'm talking about some really good fish. But at times you do have to look uh, in the surrounding area around that brush pile on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not suspended fish right now. I'm not seeing nowhere.
They're
No,
all just
yeah.
tucked down
Even
and down
even
low.
even on Lake Houston, I hadn't seen any suspended fish.
I saw a few today. It's
Yeah,
not a lot. And I didn't see them in every area I went to. It was just
yeah,
one particular area I was in that I saw them suspended up, and it honestly, I checked structure. They were not on structure, so honestly, they might have been stragglers that were looking for better water conditions to go hang out in. If I'm being honest, um, it was a little bit muddier, a little more stain, too muddy in
hmm
that area that I was at. So they might have been trying to get out of that.
yeah.
What was the winning weight? You had what,
Uh, 840
something?
something. Yeah, 5 fish stringer. Luckily,
Your
I had
big
those.
fish was 196, I think.
Yep, 196. Yep, and I had those fish in the boat before 9 o'clock.
You had them fish in the boat before you got to the ramp.
Hey, my cooler and my live wells was
I
checked.
know. I know. I'm messing with you.
I already know. I can laugh about it.
No, he has at least two people check his boat.
Yep, always.
Yeah.
JE, what's going on, my man? Mike say he saw a lot of crappie on timber last weekend, more than he's been seeing. I hadn't been to I, the areas I've been fishing got scattered trees. There's a little pocket here with 4 or 5 trees. I hadn't been up in the jungle. Uh, and there's usually always fish in the jungle. Um, so uh, it may be depending on the areas. Yeah, even some of the like people dropping Christmas trees or nothing at the top of them. You
Hmm.
got to be looking down at the bottom of it. So that's about what I've been seeing. But if you look hard enough, you will find what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Lynn, we appreciate you watching. You say I have a stress test, and I hear those things can be pretty tough. So good luck with it, and
Yep.
do get your good night rest. You're gonna need it.
That's it.
Yes, sir. Murdoch, what's
Murdoch.
going on, my man? But yeah, I will say this too. I get so many calls of people, man, just tell me the settings. Just tell me your settings. Just tell me your settings. And there's been so many units that I've looked at that require different settings.
Mm-hmm.
It's the way the unit is installed
Yeah.
that makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but at the same time, when I do a dial in, I don't just go set your unit and turn and walk away. I tell you what I'm setting. That way
Mm-hmm.
you can go in there and tweak if you have to.
Right.
So there have been a few guys that I'm just, hey, Can you look at my unit? And these are people that hadn't paid in. This is just buddy deal.
Yeah.
I jump on their boat and look at it, do a few adjustments, and they look back at it like, man, that looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a buddy deal. I don't sit there and take time to explain a lot
Right.
unless they have questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I was bouncing through some settings today, just trying to see if I could, clear it up a little bit. Ended up landing back where I was at, but I don't know. I think I need to just double check my transducer mount. It might be a little loose or something. I don't know. It's starting to. Um, it was
Have
looking a
you?
little odd today, but then again, that boat was not sitting still whatsoever. There was waves everywhere. Um,
It was pretty bad.
and then but I don't know what you ended up with gain today. I don't think I ran my gain over 65 today.
Yeah, it was mostly cloudy today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It just depends on how bright the day is when I on my game. When I start off some mornings, especially if it's cloudy, I'll start my gain off at 57, 58.
Mm-hmm.
But as it gets lighter, I'll just
Yep.
bring it up. I've ran it yeah, about the hottest I run it is about 72. But
Yeah.
it gotta be
August,
yeah. I mean a
high
bright
sun.
sun. Yep.
Yeah.
Did y'all get all that rain last Friday? We got rain. I don't think it was nowhere near 18 inches.
No, we haven't gotten a lot of rain at all in
Yeah.
a long while.
Yep.
I know my pond is low, and I won't. I have a way to tie it into my water well and top it off, but
Hmm.
I won't do it because you know, I don't think it's going to be gone forever. I know it's going to come back, and
Yeah.
I don't want it overflowing. That's for sure. Not if I can help it.
Yep. Oh, speaking of the outdoor show, I brought that up a while ago. I just heard this morning that they shut it down.
Mm,
It's no more. Canceled. I hate to hear that. I'd listen to it. I don't do no salt. They mostly talk salt water,
mm.
but that's still good to listen to. It's talking
Yeah.
about fishing.
Oh yeah.
Damon says, if you ever do something for me, buddy, or not, I'll put something in your pocket. Time is money. Appreciate it, man. But it's not always about money, man. Or like I said, it's still like a mud hole here. Yeah, I can imagine. 18 inches.
Yeah.
That's a lot of water.
Yeah. A hard windy day. It doesn't take long to stain up pretty bad.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know,
That's just
that'll
like
turn it over.
what day was that? Monday. I was on Conroe. Wind
Mm-hmm.
cranking. I'm talking about crank. They call for like 7 mile an hour max. That wind was 25 easy,
Yeah.
and that lake was stained
Mm-hmm.
just from the wind.
Mm-hmm. Just
But we
turning
did
over.
get it still would. I don't even think it was an inch of rain. We did have a little rain. That lake's still 2.5 foot low.
Mm-hmm.
Easy 2.5.
Conroe is?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Monday was a tough day. Monday on Conroe was tough just due to the wind. Man, I did
Yeah.
everything I could to get out of that wind, man, and it was. And I had brand new clients too. Well, I can't say clients. I had the husband and wife, but only the husband fished. So
Okay.
yeah, but he still got his limit. We just had to work our tails off to get it.
Yeah. Did you have to change colors a lot today?
Start off with orange and ended on black and short. That's the only two. I got it tied on my rod still right. That's been a good combination, just like during the tournament. That's what I used.
Yeah. Yeah.
Orange early, and then after
Okay.
the sun gets up, go
Black shark.
yeah. But today, I don't change until they start turning away. Today we
Right.
caught fish probably till 11:30, 12 o'clock on the orange,
Okay.
and then we had a couple fish come up to us. Well, it's time to change.
Yeah.
Put the black
I
short
tossed
on.
orange around. I thought about it, but like I said, drop that and that kind of, I guess that goes right back to what we were talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just
There's
drop
several
something
colors
and
that
see
can
what they'll do.
exactly.
You
Yep,
know,
there'll
there's
be several
no.
colors that work.
Hmm.
Yep, without a doubt.
Yeah, a lot of those colors look the same at certain depths.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
just.
that's what JR was saying too. You know, he say he used to
Hmm.
scuba dive,
Yeah,
and he said most colors go to gray after I think he said 15 foot or so.
certain depth. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. You
yeah.
know, years ago, man, gray used to be my staple, man. I'm not gonna say it was my favorite because I'd change in a heartbeat, but I used
Hmm.
gray a lot.
It's still a go-to.
It is definitely still a go-to.
Hmm. There's days when nothing else works.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you what tells you it's time to go to gray is when they jump past that jig and hit the split
Hit the
shot.
split shots.
Yeah,
Exactly. Exactly.
and you know exactly what
That's
it's
my
time to.
telltale.
Yeah, that's time to
That's
go
my
to gray.
telltale. Yes,
Yep.
sir. I totally agree. Yep.
Mm.
I don't know what we don't ever get questions, man. Nobody ever asks questions about how to catch fish down here. I know it's a lot of guys here. I guess they're sitting there waiting on well, maybe they may say something about this, or maybe hey, if you guys got questions, don't feel like it's a burden or anything. We open the door to questions.
Mm-hmm.
Please do throw a question up there. Said I'm gonna hunt this week. Yeah, me too. It's the last weekend of muzzleloader. Wrap me up. It can go on fishing. December, January, February are my favorite times to fish and haven't been. Yeah,
Where's
got to
Murdoch
go.
out of?
I'm not even gonna lie. Let him comment. Man. I barely remember people's names.
Where you live, Murdoch? Where you hanging out at? I know we've got guys
I
from
want
all
to
over
say
the place.
Mississippi.
Okay,
I'm.
because I know
I want to say Mississippi.
we've got guys from Alabama, if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
or at least guys that fish Alabama.
Yep. Yeah, he may throw it up there to me. I'm almost positive it's Mississippi.
Okay, I think there's a few
He
people.
he's over there. He's over there where the Good Lake's at.
Yeah, I see. I saw some. I had some things come across my
Yep,
Facebook
Mississippi.
in Mississippi.
Yep.
I
Say
had
he
some.
never go fishing without gray ghost tied on.
Yeah, I saw some guys posting on Facebook. Some of these, I don't. I guess they're tournament guys or whatever. They make content and
Mm-hmm.
just pulling up, multiple 3+ pound crappie out of their live wells, and I'm just like, man, that's different.
Yeah, a lot of them guys going to California fishing Clear Lake,
Yeah.
and they just grow them big over there, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
California's got a long growth season. That's why their bass get big too. So
Mm-hmm.
it makes sense. South end of Lake Houston. That place was a desert the last time I went and looked at it.
The south end can be tough. There's nowhere near the amount of structure on the south end as there is on the north. But if you know where the structure is, and can move, I'm gonna tell you now, they don't park on the same structure all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I will say this: sometimes you can find those fish 15 to 20 foot deep down there. That end when it's clear, it's a lot clearer than up north.
Mm-hmm.
But you can also find them in 8 foot of water. So it's you just have to. It's a move game. Back in the day, I'd always run south during tournaments, always. Uh, but it's it's a little more challenging over there. It's a lot of water over there.
You don't want to try south right now anyway with the way the wind's blowing.
Now, just like during the early morning, we're sitting there talking, and you and Clint mentioned he wanted to run south. I said, "Man, dude, that wind's pretty bad."
Yeah.
Not to take it away, but I know I wouldn't want to go
Yeah.
over there to fight it.
Yeah, I don't. I guess he's not on here right now. He was talking about having me following me to run the channel, so he
Mm-hmm.
kind of knew where because there's one channel and there's about 8 sandbars that
Mm-hmm.
if you don't know if you don't know where the channel's at, you're gonna find one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I didn't have a problem, if because I was tossing the idea around, and at last minute, I'm like, I'm going north. I'm not going south today. And apparently, it was the right call. Hmm.
Yeah, I'll say that it's not a bad run. I mean, if you got map and follow the channel, it's not bad. But when you get past that railroad bridge, I'm gonna tell you, there's some stuff over there that'll take your transom off,
Oh yeah.
barely under the surface. There's some big stumps right up under the water.
Oh yeah. Last time it was down about 3 feet. It might have been the
Mm-hmm.
last time they were doing maintenance on the dam, and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff was exposed. I ran around down there
Mm-hmm.
marking crossbones on all that stuff that
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, there's some big big stumps.
Well,
uh
yeah.
Stumps is trees,
Mm-hmm.
sticking up, that will relieve you of a lower unit.
Yeah. BRT is in Houston, Jr.
I've been
He's
seeing
in.
him advertise.
Yeah. He's thinking about starting guiding. I've been trying to push him to get his butt on the lake, but I swung by the south end about a week ago. Not a lot of fish, but the ones I found were nice. Yep, That's why I'd always go over there during the tournaments. I wanted to go this past tournament, but not in that wind. I've did it before. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, the wind was, I guarantee you, 35 to 40 mile an hour, and I was in the doggle. I
Mm.
wouldn't try it in nitro. That doggle self-bailing cockpit, super heavy
Oh yeah.
boat. It'll handle it. You may get wet, but it's gonna keep you afloat and get you there.
Mm-hmm.
And man, I made that run to the south end and went over there, and I've been got some really good fish. And I forget that guy's name that was doing the tournaments then, and got on some. I mean, the south end holds some big ones. It holds some big ones, but it's just like he said. Sometimes you can get over there, you may see two or three fish.
Yeah.
McClare, did I say that right? Mac McClare Ridge. I've never heard of it. Put the game changer on this year. Is it a must? What's a game changer? Explain yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Murdoch says all big lakes have become so popular they're super crowded. I've seen people wait an hour to lunch. Wow. I've started fishing smaller, less popular spots. It's more of a challenge, but I'm not fighting a crowd. I
Mm-hmm.
feel you on that. And he say he prefer bad weather. I prefer cold days. I don't prefer, it's I'll say this, man, some troopers. Today is Tuesday. Oh, I think I got my days mixed up. That was Sunday that I had the husband and wife.
Okay.
Because Monday we got a 2-man limit. Tuesday we got a 2-man limit. But Tuesday it was pretty daggone cold.
Yeah.
And then we had that heavy drizzle most of the day. And the,
Mm-hmm.
the two guys that I had on the boat, they was like, "Hey man, we catching fish. I don't care about that rain." So I was like, "Hey, I don't care. I'm gonna put my frog talk on. We can fish until y'all get it."
Yeah.
And man, them guys, we had to move around quite a bit, but they put that limit together, and I'm so happy to see Conroe fishing because it's usually to especially a 2-man limit
Yeah.
with guys that got a good idea of how to do it. Usually 1, 2 o'clock I'm having fish, but I think Monday's trip was over with 11.
Wow.
Tuesday's trip we was done by noon. I'm
Dang.
like, man, you got to be kidding! 50 fish?
Wow.
That was oh, you talking about crappie breaks?
Yeah. Is it a
Okay,
must? It is for me.
man. I tell you what, I'm lost without mine. I do some trips on some. I got a trip coming up on a client's boat that don't have them. It's a game changer
Yeah, that's why I guess Game Changer is now the name of one of a break, and
of a
that's what
month.
they're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
with. Because
without a
Dwayne
doubt.
chimed in below it. And yeah, they are.
Mm-hmm. Game changer is the brake I just put on my boat. Maybe he's talking about that. Yep, without a doubt. When I
Sorry.
say bad weather, I mean he say he mean cold and light rain. Yeah,
Yeah, Murdoch, I'm a fan of that too, if I'm being honest.
you can almost fish where you want when you want.
Yep.
I agree. I like it cold. You know,
Mm-hmm.
towards even if you had to dip your rod tip in the water to melt the ice, I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm. Little bit of rain. Those those bass boys slow down a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because I don't,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, crappie fishermen are channel markers for bass boats.
Mm-hmm.
They got to run 10 feet from you as fast as they can. When
Look
they
at
got
me.
a whole channel they can be in, they got
Look
to.
at me.
If you're 30 feet off the bank and they got 800 yards to the other one, they will cut between you and the bank. And I
Check.
know that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it doesn't feel like much of one.
There's some big old barges on Conroe, right there by 830 ramp.
Okay,
I'm on a pile, probably I don't know, 75 yards off the bank. Guess where he goes?
right between you.
Right between us and the. I'm talking about. I can see his prop wash on my live scope.
Sheesh.
And I'm like, you got to be. The channel is behind us. Dude. I didn't want to say nothing because my clients, if my clients wouldn't have been there, I would have threw a rod at him.
Yeah.
I did not understand. I'm talking about this dude went 75 yards off the bank on a big old barge.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
There's a specific bank line that has structure lined up down it. You can troll up it and just kind of pick them off as you go. Put it that way. And they kind of stagger back and forth. But the stump, I'm in the 12-foot section of water. There's another. It's stumpy everywhere, but
Hmm.
as you get closer to the bank, naturally it gets shallower. The structure is higher in the water as a result.
Hmm.
A guy today, I'm fishing in 12-foot, which ain't far off the bank. I mean, he's planed out and blows right between me and the bank, and he's running through all kinds of structure. And I'm like, how this guy's not about to lose his engine, I have no idea, because he should not have kept his lower unit. I mean,
Hmm.
he made it home in one piece just by sheer grace. I
Right.
just thought, man, that's, I don't know, just a different mindset.
You know, I call it fishing etiquette,
Yeah.
uh, boating etiquette, however you want to call it. Uh, and you know, I almost want to say that there needs to be a course that you have to take to buy a boat. I
Yeah.
I hate government being in anything.
Yeah.
The stuff I see out on that lake, man, it it almost need to happen.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Texas Parks and Wildlife offers one, but it's not
Yeah,
mandated.
it's not mandated, right, right. And
Yeah.
you know, if they do that, they could care less about some type of class. They know everything
Mhm.
already.
Yeah.
So
As we're saying this is a really good way to segue into make sure you're wearing some sort of flotation device
BFD.
at all times,
Hmm.
because I'll tell you this. This is the rule I learned. I rode motorcycles for years. You can be the greatest rider on the planet. You really can. You can reach that mark, but you can't do nothing about what somebody else might do.
Hmm. It's
And
identical.
so
Same thing on the water.
you get knocked out the boat, hit, and I'll tell you, it was an incident caused by another boat that really locked it in for me, where I was looking down at something and I didn't realize a boat had come by. It was a big old pleasure boat. It wasn't a full blown ski boat, but they throw enough of a wake. And I was up near the bow and I was standing up. Well, all of a sudden that wake hits me. My boat dropped out from underneath me and then caught and jumped back up, and I had to put my hands down and catch myself. And that I thought right then, what if this boat would have come up, hit me on the forehead, and knocked me out, and I rolled off in the water, not wearing nothing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, you you know,
That's
they're
that.
your family's calling around wondering why you didn't come home that night.
Mm-hmm. But
You
that's
know,
where I think most people fail to what they fail to realize. They're like, I can swim. You
yeah,
can't swim if you're knocked
not
out.
asleep. You can't.
That's right. Even if you got a broke arm, you ain't gonna be able to, or a
Yeah,
broke leg.
no. Jr. said the
Accidents.
course is
Yeah.
mandated after if you're born after
I
'97. Well,
haven't seen that.
that's good to that's good to know.
Yeah, I haven't seen that though. That's super cool if it is.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they got hunter education that's required. You would
Right,
think
right.
they need to have that. You
Yeah.
know, I remember back, I learned, I took a boater course. It was called My Dad Stuck Me in a Driver's Seat, made me learn.
Exactly.
But I tell you what, we never once were planed out next to it. But if somebody was
No.
fishing,
Yeah.
we stopped and we slowed down. We no waked every time somebody was fishing.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
you might idle all the way up Lucy's Bayou in the springtime when I was a
Mhm.
kid because there was, there's boats everywhere, and
Mhm.
that's just not how people look at it anymore.
Nope. They see you as the being in the way. You're in the
Yeah,
channel. Move.
I own this lake. It's my
Yep.
private property.
Yep.
You're in the way.
Hey, I'll tell you. I'll give you another good example. Even on the highways, my dad taught me you don't pull out if you got to call somebody to hit their brakes, you don't pull out.
Yeah.
But you'll see people all you can be pulling your boat and somebody pull out or they'll be in a slow lane, they'll change lanes and cause you to slow down the same speed as the other lane.
Oh yeah.
But
Yep.
I guess, I don't know.
Every man for himself.
Yeah, me first.
Me first. Yeah.
Murdoch says I saw a bass guy capsize a kayak once. He was in 8 foot from that guy. I couldn't help myself. I flipped a water bottle right in his face when he came by me and begged him to pursue it. Yeah, it's sad that you know it's just sad. I took pictures of a boat one day and turned it into sort of the same situation. The guy and his wife was in a little old uh, bass tracker. There
Mm-hmm.
was some kids in a canoe. It was 3 or 4 kids in a canoe, and you could see him laughing. And he was idling. Then he put the nose of his boat up to try to capsize. He didn't capsize him, but he tried to. And I took pictures of him and called a game warden that I know. And it was like, man, this dude intentionally tried to flip these kids.
Mm-hmm.
But unreal. JR said I had a wake boat leave the beach area and throw a 3 foot wave at me. I wish if I was in a smaller jump boat or kayak, it would have been bad.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the crazy part. Whoever put them no wake buoys up there at that beach need their tails kicked
Yeah.
because them guys will blow by you with the nose up 20 feet from that cone.
Oh
But,
yeah.
but if you try to go by that beach at a high idle, I'm not saying with your nose,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like they waving you to try to tell you to slow down. And it's not
Yep.
right. It's just not
No.
right.
I don't know. I may or may not treat that no wake zone like one when there's nobody at that
Well,
beach.
I will tell you this. There was two boats I was going up the river. There was two boats on the front where I had already passed them, right? So just as I was getting ready to pass that last no wake buoy, I went ahead and jumped on plane. Well, Lake Patrol was coming around the corner. Blue lights. Did you just run through that no wake area? No. It's two boats up there. I jumped on right before the end of the no wake, but there ain't no boats right there. So, well,
Mm-hmm.
you're not supposed to create no wake in there. I said, well, wish you would tell them to not wake fishermen.
Yeah.
But he didn't pursue it or anything. But
No. Mm.
he definitely stopped me and talked to me about it.
Okay.
The next term is going to be on Conroe. Yeah, Conroe.
Yeah, I thought you said Conroe.
Yeah, Conroe's next. I think it's going to be February 7th. It'll be a few weeks between these two. February 7th. Put it on your calendar. Get there. It's a must you be there. Murdoch says to saltwater guide, you have to take a Coast Guard. Yep, you do. It's a lot more intense. I'm no guide, but I went to it to learn. Yep, a lot. Yep, without a doubt. Without a doubt. It's a lot more intense testing and all of that. Pontoon Jody. Everything's been going good on this end, hopefully for you also. Yeah, that's about all I got, man. I mean,
Yeah.
talking about crop, getting on these, especially Lake Houston fish, man. You have your unit dialed in, stay on the move. Um, change color. I'm gonna tell you now. That you say you used orange, pink and green today.
Yeah.
Pink, green, and chartreuse.
Right.
Did that work for you? How long were you out? First of all, you left about 10:30 or so.
No, no, no. I was out on the water till one, one
Oh,
or so.
really?
Yeah, I was out. It was afternoon before I pulled in.
Okay. And that color worked for you all day?
Yeah, yeah. When I got into some murkier water, I threw a split tail hot white on. Didn't really react to it too much. I ended up going
Okay.
back to the chartreuse.
Yeah. So here lately, I've been starting off with small and getting. I mean, I'm saying starting off small, but micro,
Yeah.
and then I can go to 1 3/4, 2 inch bait.
Mm-hmm.
But still, start off with a 32nd ounce. I'll say that 32nd ounce small jig, and then going to a 16th ounce as it gets light.
Okay.
Water temp for us to Dassine 57, 58.
Yeah, it was 57 where when I paid attention to it.
Yeah. 57, 58. Man, I'm seeing a lot of fish with eggs. They're still nowhere near as big as, and that's been what, a month ago we had that tournament on Livingston.
Mm-hmm.
And
Something like that.
I don't understand how those fish, or why they were so much more ahead of the fish that are even farther south. Conroe fish are not bloated yet.
I started seeing some bellies today. I saw some bellies on the fish that I was catching today. Not huge, but they're getting it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, JR says 93, not 97.
Okay. You know, I had a few fish out of limestone that I thought were females because
Mm-hmm.
I saw bellies on them and they were males.
We
They
we
were just
caught a
fat.
we caught a male fish today. I was like, I know this fish gonna have eggs. Big old male.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a big male.
Overfed big males is
Yep.
what I had a ton of out
And
of
it's
there.
good to see them because they get stretched out pretty good during the spawn. So it's good to see that they're real good and healthy like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if the trend stays what we're seeing with these little ones on Houston, it's
Hmm.
going to be good. It's going to be good in a next summer.
Yeah. If
Should
they hopefully this March they don't do that so-called dam inspection because
they're
that's
supposed to be repairing it. I hope they push it to summer when it's a drought anyway.
yeah, that would be nice. But that month of March for some
I
reason
know
they like
they
it.
they love to drain it. I hope they don't
Yep.
do it this year. I really do. I'd love to see them get a good solid spawn in because if I remember right, I'm trying to think. Oh, last year before the spawn, for whatever reason, if I'm remembering right, the lake was already low, so they really couldn't mess with it too much. It
Hmm.
wasn't that spring last year where the lake got real low that they
I
didn't
think
drain
so.
it.
Yeah,
It was
I
already
think so.
drained just through lack of
Hmm.
rain. But yeah, they're supposed to be doing that project. How deep are they holding? I saw fish in 12 to 16 feet of water that were anywhere from 6 to 14 feet down, depending on where the structure was at.
Mm-hmm. Well, we fished 8 to 14 today, and everything was on the bottom.
Okay. Yeah, earlier they were mid to upper part of the structure where I was at.
Mm-hmm. We did catch one big fish. I think the big fish of the trip was caught uh, early and nosed into a stump, but
Okay.
still pretty close to the bottom.
Down low.
Everything else was, if it's a lay down, you gotta be looking up under the limbs down there close to
Yes.
the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep. And JR say he's seen eggs in 5 of his fish. I'm
Mhm.
seeing eggs on a lot of fish, but I'm seeing how full the sacks are.
Yeah, it's little streak. It's like a pencil streak in them
Exactly. It's not
in
big
the
at all.
females. No, there's
Yep.
not a lot of eggs in these.
Mhm. Yeah, those fish on from Livingston, man, them jokers like they were ready to go then.
Really?
Yeah, they had some
I wonder
full
if it's a
blood,
temperature
heavy
thing or
blood
something.
veins.
Yeah. I wonder
Yep.
if it's a temp thing or something. I don't know.
Mhm. Even some of the fish that I'm catching on Houston Current, man, they got good blood veins too, but they're just not bloated. Like,
Yeah.
yep. Well, bro, I'm about to fall asleep over here.
Yeah, I'm ready to call it when you are.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Uh, Everybody in the chat, I appreciate y'all coming in, participating, listening. Hopefully, you got some advice tonight that will help you. Uh, and as we always say, I say I enjoyed it, guys. Monkeys on my back. I'm gonna call it. Yep, I'm
Yeah.
with you. I am sure you answered this. What weight jig head do you use? It varies, Wayne. Right now, I'm using 1/32 and 1/16, but in my box, I have just about every head you can imagine.
I dropped a 1/8 today just because it was on a hand tie that I just so happened to want to try. But it's kind of interesting. There's a crazy angler sells a 1/24th, and I use that a lot. It's between a 16th and a 32nd. If you know your fractions,
Hmm.
and it's kind of a sweet spot jig, and I tend to do quite well with that. And I don't. Every now and then I got to pull out the 32nd if they're just tail nipping. I got to pull out a 32nd number 6 and go with a small situation. But I probably drop a 1/24th 90% of the time.
Cool. I'm not scared of that micro, man. I'll drop 30 seconds down there in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Yep. And it's just like you said, if they're nipping that tail,
Mm-hmm.
lighten that weight up.
Yep.
Another good tip to end the conversation with.
That's what we're here for.
All right, guys, we'll catch you guys next week. You got anything else you want to bring up? I always got to
No,
ask.
no, I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm good to go.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everybody. And as we always say, we'll see you guys next week. Same time, same flavor. Peace.